Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Heat Ray Vision podcast. And I got myself Hector, also known as CN6. And with me, I got Jazzy
What up?
and Hav. I'm a bitch. Once again, Hav is not here, guys. I mean, he was, and, well, before I say anything, we're going to be reviewing Helldivers 2. The game of this year that so far has been grabbing people by their necks, man. Everybody...
By storm.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But before we get into it, guys, I'd like to remind you guys that you guys to listen to us on Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Make sure you follow our socials at Heat Ray Vision Podcast or go to heatrayvisionpodcast.com. You're going to see all of our links through there. Also, make sure you check out our Discord, which would be at the top, would be the link at the top of our description. You're going to catch Mario and I there chatting it up, talking about upcoming new stuff, whether in the movies, gaming, stuff like that. Feel free to join the conversation. Also, make sure you follow Mario and I on X, Mario at JustJazzy, and mine at Seeing6. And yeah, with that being said, let's get into the Helldivers 2. And yeah, Hav isn't here. He actually was, well, we planned on doing it with him, but he suggested to just do it without him, bro. So, hey, man, it is what it is, right? So, yeah, we're here. Helldivers 2, bro. Holy crap, man. This game is something, man. And I definitely took notes, and I want to dive deep into what makes this game really good, man, and if there are any negatives, right? But I guess we could talk about our first experience, or like what we thought of Helldivers 2, right, when it was announced or teased and stuff. Mario, you want to go first? Share some insight.
I forgot. Where did it get announced? Was it at PlayStation? Was it a showcase?
No, it was Summer Game Fest.
It was Summer Game Fest?
I think it was Summer Game Fest.
Fuck. I don't know why I thought it was for PlayStation.
Either summer, no, actually, it was Summer Game Fest or PlayStation Showcase. Point is, it was last year.
Yeah,
so
it was last year.
June, July type of deal. Last year, 2023. Yep.
I mean, when I originally saw it, I think we all saw it together for the first time. It was you, me. I don't know if Danny was in there. I think it was Thiele, actually.
Yeah.
But I remember watching it, and I was like, okay. Because at first, I think the first thing I clearly remember was it was a cinematic cutscene or whatever, talking about like, oh, Super Earth, and it's like some dude, and it turns out to be a promo, like, hey, be a Helldiver, come with us, and then I think it goes into gameplay, I believe, if I remember correctly. And I remember watching that, I was like, oh, so this is kind of like, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I had no idea there was a game before this one. Like, I don't remember hearing about Helldivers 1. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, I thought it was a brand new, but then until I saw the 2, I was like, oh, no, this is a sequel. So I remember watching it, I'm like, oh, it's clear, it's one of those multiplayer games. A live service is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. And it's a third person where you basically team up with your boys, shit like that. Just like any other live service game where it's basically the third person shooter. You team up with your boys, you go to these planets, you kill bugs, and that was it. And that's what I got out of it. And just like that, that's what's kind of my takeaway. I wasn't hyped for this game when it was initially being marketed towards us, and mainly because I know the history that live service gets. Usually nowadays, like, everyone tries to be the next Destiny, if I'm being honest, because Destiny was a hit, right? Like the game or not, it was a hit. It sold millions of copies, ended up being a big thing when it started being it's not, it was big. When it was being marketed, like the PS5s or whatever, Destiny was one of those games that would be in those promotional chairs where they would have like Uncharted in there, they would have Last of Us, they would have a God of War in there, and Destiny was there. So that's how it was big. And what's it called? So with me and live service, man, it's just I usually give those games like a lot of, not crap. What's the word I'm looking for? Like, I'm hesitant to like actually like think they're gonna be amazing. Most times, bro, the companies just fucking mishandle it. Yeah, ends up not being good or not being what it can be. And example of that, of a game that came out recently, was Suicide Squad, where initially it hooked me when it first came out. I was like, oh, that's good. But then as more news started coming out of it, it's like you're like, oh wait, the fucking, not the developers, the people in the suits. You can see their fingerprints.
And not the superhero suits.
No, not
the superhero suits.
The people in the suits, the corpos, that's a term that people like to use now. You can see their fingerprints all over it because they got a bunch of bullshit in there. I'm just like, no, it's not supposed to be in there. Ended up being right about that. But I was completely wrong about Helldivers 2. And we'll talk about that more later. But that was my initial impressions of the game. What about you, Hector?
Wait, even because there were some I can't remember if when it was first announced, if they showed gameplay, or was it?
I
Just
remember the cutscene vividly.
Yeah.
I remember the cutscene. The guy,
Well,
some white dude, is
yeah.
like, "Join the Helldivers."
Yeah. Eventually, we did get gameplay, and even then, were you still not looking forward to it?
I just wasn't hooked.
Interesting, bro. Dang, that's crazy, bro. I don't know, man. That's crazy because when I saw the cutscene, and then when we saw trailer and stuff, I was hooked. I was like, "Holy shit, this shit looks fucking fire, bro!" And I think it is gonna be fire. And I told you this. And then closer to release date, as it was coming out, I'm like, "Yo, Mario, man, this shit coming out, man. You're not gonna check it out?" I was like, "Nah, man, probably not. I'm gonna do. What was it? I'm probably gonna play. What was it? It was another game they were playing at the time.
When did it come out?
Helldivers 2 came out, I think, in February.
I can check what game I was playing.
Fucking Avatar.
No, that was December.
I forgot. Yeah, well, and I was like, "Yo, this game's coming out, Mario. You come on." And Mario's like, "Nah, bro, I ain't with it." And me,
Oh wait, February.
yeah,
This might have been around the time where like there was like nothing, no new games for me.
really?
Yeah, I was probably playing like a bunch of old shit. Like I was probably finishing up Alan Wake or Starfield around this time, or Spider-Man 2, low key. Actually, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I remember that you weren't really hyped for it. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And I was shocked, man. I was like, dude, what? How are you not fucking hyped for this shit? This shit looks fucking. This looks cool, and like, I guess, to be fair, I guess the reason why I was like more hyped for it is because I knew what it was. Like I knew, because the first Helldivers game came out in 2015, and I heard about it. Like I knew what it was. And I heard, and it got like really good reviews as well. And it was one of those typical, I guess, indie games, top down, twin stick shooter, where you move around with the left stick and you aim with your right stick. And I heard a lot of good reviews about it, but I never got into it because I think at this time, bro, I wasn't really fucking with. I mean, we're teens, bro. We're like, man, fuck all. We're like that. We have that mentality, man. I don't want to play no top-down game, bro. What the fuck?
I feel you.
Especially with my experience with Halo Wars, which was a couple years before Helldivers. I think back in 2009 or 2010 or something. When I played Halo Wars, and I was like, it was top-down and it was turn-based. I'm like, yo, bro,
Oh, it was turn-based.
So I thought Helldivers was like the same ordeal, my bro. Like, whatever. So I didn't really. I just flew under. I saw the reviews, and my holy shit, people were saying it was really good, and I just passed it because I'm like, yo, whatever. But based on the things that I would hear, I'm like, yo, that actually does sound pretty cool. Which is, you have an intergalactic campaign where you have different enemies and you have to liberate planets and you're diving into them with these hell pods. And the reason why I was fucking with it, and also Helldivers, was because it reminded me of Halo with like ODST.
Oh.
And ODST, they're people like under the Spartans, right? Where it's honestly like Helldivers, bro. They get into these pods and they drop down from orbit into the planet and they bust open like their the pods and they start, doing their thing. And it's funny because I think they would call them, instead of Helldivers, they would call them Hell Jumpers. Yeah, so to me, I'm like, yo, they definitely took some inspiration from Halo 3 ODST. Yeah. And speaking of that, right, not too long ago, there was actually a developer from 343 Industries, a former developer, that presented an ODST game that would work similar to Helldivers 2. Oh. And they presented it to 343, and 343 shut that down.
Damn.
And obviously people were talking about this. It was like, bro, like, that would have been so fucking cool. And like, look at the fucking success with Helldivers 2, bro. Yeah. And I guess that's what really hooked me. So I knew coming into what it was as well, and I knew like it reminded me of like Halo 3 ODST. I'm like, yo, bro, like that'd be so cool what it is. And I guess that's why I was more hyped for it. I'm like, yo, this game got to be fire, bro. And sure enough, when it released, it blew up, bro. You saw even if it blew up, bro. You saw this everywhere on social media. Everybody was talking about it. Even fucking people on Xbox were begging for the game to come to come to Xbox. And there's rumors, I guess, that maybe PlayStation might allow that, but we don't know. But there are rumors, and typically Sony, They're greedy, man. They say,
Yeah.
"Oh no, we gotta
we
dime. We picked up, we picked up our, we have a nice ass fucking game right here. We ain't gonna let it go."
Yep.
Especially with the stats, man. And I actually did some research and I pulled up some stats here. And so, okay, let's start off with Helldivers, the first Helldivers game. First Helldivers game, I already said, it came out in 2015, and Helldivers 1, its peak player count was on October 28th of 2017.
Wow, 2 years after.
With 6,744 players.
Really?
That was their peak player count. Helldivers 2, right, came out in 2024, and its peak player count
I can only imagine
on February 24 on 2024 was 458,709.
I remember I always see screenshots of people like, bro, I can't even get in the game or some shit like that.
No, and yeah,
people
just could not get into the game, man. It was that was like the biggest issue with the game. But as you expect, this game was a AA game. This game was sold for $40. Was not a AAA game, and was not not that much money was put into it, right? That hence being at $40, and hence the servers was just not great, right? But because the success, right, Sony saw that and they said, "Oh shit, we got to fund this more," and they fixed the servers. Now people were able to play. But dude, think about that jump, bro. Helldivers 1, their peak,
I know.
their peak count was close to, I'm gonna round it up. It was close to 7,000, and then rounding it up here for Helldivers 2. Almost 460,000. That's insane, bro. That's an insane jump. And honestly, man, it kind of makes sense because Helldivers 2 took the route into the more modern gaming, the more appeal, better graphics, and the third-person aspect. You know what I mean? Like, of course, it's going to appeal to more everyone. If we're going to be honest, man, top-down type of shooters.
It's old school, kind of.
A lot of people are not really into that type of gameplay. The casual audience, I would say.
Yeah.
The casual gamers. But if you bring a third person, a first person, that appeals to the mass audience, and that's exactly what happened. And legit, because of this, I decided, I think a month and a half ago, Helldivers 1 was on sale with all the DLC for $15. I said, I bought it, cool. Let me give it a shot. And I decided to start playing the game, and honestly, bro, I've been having a lot of fun with it, bro. I've been playing with some of my friends, and it's definitely fun, and playing that game solidified my rating for what I had for Helldivers 2. Solidified. I'm like, yo, without a doubt, bro. Because
I think I already know what it is.
Because essentially, bro, this Helldivers 1, bro, is legit a copy and paste of like Helldivers 2, just the modern gameplay, the modern graphics, bro. It's everything's the same. The stratagems, everything, the galactic map and stuff, how everything works. It's really basically the same shit, bro. And my theory was, and actually, I believe developer from Helldivers 2 and from Arrowhead, right, the studio that made Helldivers, said that Helldivers 2 is essentially what they wanted, was the main vision of what they wanted to do. But obviously, funding comes a long way, so they made what they basically had to do, which was the first Helldivers. That is why Helldivers 2 is so similar to Helldivers 1, because essentially it's, in my eyes, the way I see it, it's like a remake. It's a remake. Sure, it's the second one, right? But everything is super similar, bro. The same shit, just way 100% better, bro. You know what I mean? So to me, I'm thinking of it, it's just like a remake. Kind of like Destiny 2. Destiny 2, they wanted, how they are right now is what they wanted Destiny to be. But because of Activision at the time, they fucked that up. So they had to rebrand it to Destiny 2, and now they are what they've always envisioned. And that's what Helldivers 2 is.
Yeah, I mean we finished recording another podcast, the Summer Games Fest. So make sure to check that out, guys.
Yeah.
But after I told you, hey, boot up the first Helldivers. You told me you played it a little bit.
Yeah.
And you showed me just like probably like one mission, like one planet on easy, just to like show me and shit. But even that, I'm just like, oh shit, you're right. Everything is fucking practically the same. So it makes sense why like this is what they originally wanted, but they couldn't because the money was the money, sadly.
Yeah, and I mean 2015 till 2024, bro. That's a lot of years, bro.
Yep.
I don't know what happened. Maybe some convincing said they probably came up to Sony and were like, "Yo, bro, please trust us. This is the funding. Look at the shit that we want to do." And Sony saw the vision, and they saw the third person. They knew it was an appeal to the mouse audience. They said, "You know what? Fuck it. Why not? At $40, why not?" and look what happened, bro. And speaking of the stats, right? Actually, I got some more stats as well here. So we talked about the player count, right? Helldivers 1, right, as of May of 2024, right? Helldivers 1 sold 4 million units from as of May 2024, because obviously, like I said, a month ago there was a sale, a bunch of people bought it, 'cause they're like, and it's you know what's funny is because me, when I bought the game, I already knew what I was getting into. I already knew what it was. I wonder if people were like, "Yo, Helldivers 1 is on sale. Let's run it." And they bought it, and they're like,
"Whoa, what is this?"
Yeah, you know what I mean?
They probably were. I'm not bullshitting. They probably was.
They probably were, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, as of May, right, it's 4 million units, right? So now, with Helldivers 2, they had sold over 12 million copies in its first 12 weeks on sale, making it PlayStation's fastest selling game of all time. That's insane, bro. And let's be real, it probably will. GTA 6 break the record for PlayStation? Because keep in mind, guys, this is just for PlayStation. This is just for PlayStation. This is not for going everywhere else, right? This is not an Xbox or whatever. This is on PlayStation, or I guess, sorry, PlayStation and Steam.
Oh yeah,
right. But will GTA 6 on PlayStation alone, no Steam, because we know GTA 6 is not coming on PC? Will GTA 6 break that? I think it will.
Dude, I think it
absolutely.
I think it's gonna clear it.
Absolutely. But
it's GTA.
Listen, let Helldivers 2 hold this title.
It's gonna hold it. It's gonna hold it until that comes.
Until then, right?
Yeah.
But that's insane, bro. This is the fastest PlayStation game that's sold, and it's definitely, and dude, it's definitely worth it, bro. Like I said, if you were a gamer, guys, and you're on social media, you saw this shit, man.
Yeah,
you've seen it. And what's crazy is when all that was happening, I told Mario, I'm like, Mario, what I told you, bro, this shit looks lit. And you're like, yeah, bro, I guess you're right. We got to check it out. And then we actually managed to play. And dude, it's probably one of the most fun I've had, man, in a long time, bro, when we were playing. It's definitely super fucking cool. And I guess, before we really dive into the actual review, I guess, do you want to talk about, what I want to bring up is the elephant in the room, man, and that is the Helldivers 2 controversy.
Oh, the shit that happened.
Do you want to talk about that real quick, and then we'll actually get into the review?
From what I remember correctly, if you played on PC, which I did, you had to make a PlayStation account, because when I first booted up the game, it made me make one, and obviously I just had to log in because I already had an account and everything, so that was not that was not an issue for me. It was an issue for a lot of people who don't live in America or like these other countries that you're allowed to make a PlayStation account, because in some countries you weren't allowed. And obviously if you couldn't make a PlayStation account and link it to Helldivers or whatever the fuck PlayStation, you couldn't play the game. So there was like millions of players that were locked out of the game because they simply could not make an account. And it was like that for like what, a couple days, like 3 days, and then quickly, like I think Sony themselves, the actual PlayStation themselves.
Before that, they review bombed it on Steam. Like with crazy negative reviews.
But they managed to get a response from PlayStation, bro. And PlayStation was like, "Yo, basically, y'all, we fucked up, man. We messed up on that one. Y'all, we're gonna remove that. You guys can go back to playing how you guys were usually. It's no longer required." Which is fucking stupid. Like, did they not know that?
Yeah, dude.
Like, how do you not know that? Like, that's a pretty big deal. Like, to like know that some countries aren't allowed to make an account. So it's like, what the fuck? How do you not know this? They're like, oh yeah, anybody can make an account. Prove.
Yeah. And so obviously that's the big controversy, and obviously there was a huge uproar.
To me, I think that's their only L.
That's their only what?
L.
Oh,
to me at least.
No, yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, hey, man, it's Sony, bro. They legit got a game that they're able to sell for $40, meaning they did not put that much money into it if they're able to sell it for $40. That's one. And it became the most fastest selling game on their platform, and they're making hella money. Of course, they wanted to capitalize it and be like, yo, let's get more PlayStation members. You know what I mean? And I guess the obviously that's the controversy, right? And obviously Sony came out, like what Mario said, people were like, are really hyped about it. And even the developers actually said that they're also making a cape that represents the ratings for Steam. Because if you look at the Steam reviews, you know how like there's bars going down, like there's like a red bar of all the negative reviews and the positive reviews or something. I think the developer said that they're planning on making it a cape or some shit like that to like represent the victory of the victory
funny.
that they had.
That's cool that developers interact like that, or like make.
Oh, for sure.
Like their creativity gets.
Because
like
here's the thing, guys. You couldn't get mad at Helldivers or Arrowhead Studios or the developers because they have no say, guys. At the end of the day, they made the game, but
Sony
owns them, bro. Sony owns the game. So they're able to do whatever the fuck they want. Mm-hmm. So like clearly they have no say, you know, and thankfully there was such a huge uproar that Sony reversed the shit. And obviously that's a W, and I agree. And I guess people are also upset in Sony's State of Play, PlayStation's State of Play a month ago. Or was it a month ago? I forgot when it was.
The last one?
The one that we just got. Yeah.
I think it was a couple weeks ago.
Where they announced that God of War Ragnarok is coming to PC, right? But for God of War Ragnarok, you will have to be signed into a PlayStation account. And people are upset. They're saying, "What the fuck? Didn't you learn from Helldivers 2?" And this is where I'm gonna play devil's advocate, and this is where I argue with what those people are saying. Is sure that's kind of fucked up, but the reason why Sony and PlayStation are able to do that was because it's not only is it an exclusive, sure, right? But they're doing it up front. The reason why it was such a big issue with Helldivers 2 is because they were doing it after.
Yeah.
After the game
People
was already
bought
out
the game.
and after people bought the game. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
That is the main issue. But if they come out with God of War Ragnarok, it's not even out yet, and they say, "Hey, but you're going to have to sign in." Hey, tough shit. Oh well. Like, sure, it sucks for the people that want to play it, but tough shit. Hey. But with Helldivers 2, that's where I see it's more justified. Because, bro, you're doing this after people are buying the game and the success and shit like that, right? So, what the fuck? But okay, with that out the way, let's get into the review. And actually, I lied, man. Let me talk about a little bit more about Helldivers 1. And let me get my rating for Helldivers 1.
All right.
Right? So, after my experience with Helldivers 1, man, off rip, this game made me open my eyes more for top-down shooters because I was never really into them, and especially because I thought this was turn-based. Thank God it's not turn-based. You know what? Maybe if there's a game out there that's turn-based, top-down, maybe I'll give it a shot. But personally, the ones that I played, I was not really into. This one, it's top-down and you can move around and stuff. I definitely had fun, and I would also say it's a lot harder, man. It's definitely way, way a lot harder because you're sharing a screen with 4 different people. And you can't just walk around wherever you want. You can't be far as fuck. Like how we're playing Helldivers 2. Jose was like
all the way
far as fuck getting samples. Like we can't do that here. And not only that, just like Helldivers 2, and everything's the same in a sense where there's friendly fire. You have to actually reload manually. All these different things. You get killed a lot because you're in this small screen.
You die
a lot, man, because your team is like just shooting and like you.
I could definitely tell that's definitely harder, bro.
Yeah, it's definitely harder. And not only that, the difficulties, bro.
Yep.
Legit, I was playing. I was ranking up the difficulty. I was playing. I think medium difficulty, and bro, it's tough, man. Bunch of fucking constant enemies. It's a lot harder than Helldivers 2. And Helldivers 2, guys, we actually managed to beat at least one mission on the hardest difficulty. Every single difficulty we actually did play. And that was the purpose of the review. And so I tried doing it with Helldivers, bro, and I just couldn't, man. It was hard. It was hard. It could be part of it that I'm not super used to the controls, sure, but dude, it's just super hard. More enemies. It's more action packed because you're all sharing the same screen. It's a bunch of bullets flying everywhere, so it's really cool. That war aspect, that feeling, it's also there, and which I really did enjoy. Not only that, the different types of weapons that's not in Helldivers 2. Like there's also like vehicles in Helldivers 1 that it's not in Helldivers 2. There's also another faction called the Illuminates in Helldivers 1 that's not in Helldivers 2. And obviously, guys, since Helldivers 2 is a live service event, as of right now, in the lore, in the story that's happening right now, we actually managed to destroy a planet, the super colony of the Terminids, which are the bugs, and it somehow created a black hole. So now there's a black hole, and people are speculating what's going to come out of it. Could it be those Illuminates, the other faction? Who knows? So here's the thing, man. Helldivers 2 is pretty much set as a live service.
Yeah.
They got so much shit that they could pull from more stratagems from the first game that's not in the second game, the vehicles, the fucking mechs that were in the first game that we actually got a little bit of
Yeah, I was about to say.
in Helldivers 2. I don't know why they got rid of them. I think it was just for a day or something. I don't know what happened. And not only that, a brand new faction, Illuminate. Well, brand new to Helldivers 2, not for 1, right? So that might come into the picture, and that would be pretty cool. And I like to see more from maybe more enemies, because in Helldivers 1, there's only 3 of them. Helldivers 2, it's the same to the automatons, the robots, and the bugs. And then obviously they're missing
that third one. Yeah, it's probably going to come down there.
It will. It definitely will. It definitely will. My thing is, I want to see expand that even more.
Like an actual brand new race.
Exactly. Something that'd be
you
cool.
probably maybe they're working on that.
No, of course. But obviously everything's going to happen gradually, man. That's just how it's going to happen. And same thing with the first game and second game. They have a lore. So what basically happens throughout the game, the game master, that's really cool, is they pretty much give you a lore. Hey, we have to liberate this planet because the Terminids have found like a secret fuel and blah blah blah. They come up with random shit,
Yeah.
And they provide a story, and I really did enjoy that. And Helldivers 1, man, I've been having a lot of fun with it. I've been playing a lot with my friends and stuff. And I'm not going to go super in depth with it because the things that we're going to talk about in Helldivers 2 is pretty much in Helldivers 1. And Helldivers 2 just have some improvements, which I'll take note. I'll make sure to note what those improvements are. And so with that being said, for how Helldivers is, it definitely opened my eyes to top-down and twin-stick shooters. I definitely had a lot of fun with it. Personally, you're probably going to be like, yo, what the fuck, that's crazy. I'm going to give Helldivers 1 a 9, bro.
A 9?
A 9, girl.
Okay.
I'm surprised you're not shocked at that. You're like,
no, because I already know what your score is. You haven't told me, but I already know what it is.
Come on now, girl. No, you don't, girl.
Yes, I do. Because I'm
No, you don't count, girl.
it's like, just playing the game, I'm like, all right, I know where I'm at.
I'm actually curious of what you're at, and I'm actually curious what Hav is at. Because I'm gonna be honest, Hav didn't really have that much playtime with us. But even when he did have a day playing with us, he wasn't really talking a lot. Like, I don't know, he just wasn't. I personally thought like he didn't really have as much fun as you and I.
I don't know. It's one of the things I could probably ask him, or we got to ask him. Because I think he did. I remember there was one moment where he was like dying of laughter.
But I feel like not as much fun as us. Like,
yeah, I know.
Compared to us, I don't think. And
yeah.
Sure, could it be that like he was new to the game? But I explained everything that he had to know. You know what I mean? When he first played with us, I explained everything, how everything worked, the leveling up system, and we'll all get into that. But anyway, you were saying?
No, I was gonna say based off our playing time together, I have an idea where you were gonna be, and I was like, and based off of 1, well, now that you told me that, I'm like, okay, if I think this is that, and he was telling me it's the same shit, but obviously it's just third person, all this and crap, and I'm like, this has to be this then. This has to be. That's why I was like, I would have been shocked if you would have said, I'll give it an 8. I'd be like, then you would have gotten a reaction. I'm like, wow, I thought you would have given it a 9.
Bro, I'm telling you, this game is the same, bro. It's the same fucking game, except the graphics and the third person aspect, and it's super fun, man. Like, I've been, like, the way I'm laughing when I was playing with you and like Jose and like everyone else.
That's how you were laughing with your
with my other friends.
Yeah.
And like you're like, because it gets crazy, and like we're killing each other, and like we're trying out different weapons. We're trying out vehicles, like that vehicle that I showed you. We didn't do that one. There was another vehicle that we used, and we're all in it, and we're all and we're roaming around just shooting, bro. And I don't know how to explain it. It's chaotic and it's fun, bro. It's definitely fun, super unique. And so yeah, I'm gonna give Helldivers 1 a 9, bro. I think it's an excellent game, bro. It's really fun. Open my eyes to top-down shooters. I'll definitely be more open to it. And not only that, that's one thing that's also really cool about Helldivers 1 is it's just like Helldivers 2, everything is community based. So you have to liberate certain planets, right? And obviously, since I already told you the peak player count for Helldivers 1, as of right now, the average player count for Helldivers 1 is like 300 something.
Wow.
Not many people are playing it. And so you might be thinking, what the fuck? How do we win the galactic war? How do we liberate these planets? And what's really cool about Helldivers 1 is they have a system in place that, depending of how many active players are, like average players of Helldivers 1, they'll adjust the difficulty of how to liberate planets.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's
so
good
like
idea.
Obviously, like for Helldivers 2, if there's 400k people playing, it's going to take longer for us to liberate planets. But obviously,
yeah.
the less people there are,
The easier.
easier it'll be. So it's not like
Yeah.
an endless like we're getting fucked up.
Yeah.
Right? The only way we
That'd
get
be
fucked
unfair.
up is we actually don't do the objective.
Yep.
So that's one thing. That's another thing I really like about Helldivers 1. That's really cool because everything is community based. And even the intro, I got to show it to you. The intro for Helldivers 1 is the same as Helldivers 2 in a sense where it's propaganda like Super Earth, democracy, join the Helldivers. It's the same thing, but Helldivers 2 is obviously better and like more comedic and stuff, and it's really cool. But anyway, okay, that's Helldivers 1, guys. I know I went on a rant there, but I guess let's get into Helldivers 2. Do you want to get into? I have it like divided into like sections.
Okay, let's just go how you have it divided then. The first one, and then we just go down.
Okay,
one
so
by one.
I have. Okay, so the first thing I have is, what is Helldivers? What is Helldivers 2? Basically, like what is this game like to people to explain? And essentially, guys, you are how to explain it? Helldivers 2. What?
I was about to say, like, are you talking? If you're meaning what type of what it is, you're talking about the actual game, or what type of game it is, like what the game is, or what type of game it is.
Both.
You mean both? Well, I'll answer what the game is. And basically, this game is kind of like what Hector said for the first one. Is basically you're a hell diver. You go onto these planets, and you're given objectives, and you go as you play these objectives. You complete them. It adds like a little percentage to the overall. Like, I don't know what you call that bar. Does that bar have a name? Like the score of like who's winning and losing. So there's our side, Super Earth, our guys, and then it's either the bugs or the automatons.
Yeah.
And there's a bar there, and then one leans more to the other, then you either win or lose that planet. And that's ultimately how the game works.
Yeah.
And that's basically what the game is about.
Yeah, so evil robots, man. Evil robots called automatons.
And
evil
fuck the
bugs.
creators for the name of the bug, because I cannot name those motherfuckers.
Terminids?
Like the term. I always said terminides for some fucking reason.
Well, I want to say terminoids.
Like,
something.
I don't know. That's just me.
So evil robots, right, called automatons, and evil bugs called terminids are taking over planets in the galaxy, and it's our job as Helldivers to put a stop to it with democracy.
Yeah, you gotta spread that shit.
To spread democracy.
Super.
So we're sent to these planets to liberate them, right? You keep doing this until every single planet is liberated, and that's how you win the galactic war. You know, and that's one thing. I'm assuming we're still in War 1, because I'm not sure, because the way in Helldivers 1 works, the way you win the war is by capturing every single section of every enemy homeworld, and you basically liberate the entire galaxy.
Well, I'm assuming we're in like another war, because I remember seeing a screenshot during the hype of the game where like and then it was like an empty ass map. It didn't have those colors. You know how it's red and orange.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was like empty
war
out,
then.
and it was like I remember the caption being like, "What do? We got everything." So I'm like, okay, so
then we're probably in a different war.
Yeah,
so that's basically what that is. And the way you lose a war as well is if you don't liberate the planets fast enough, or not fast enough, but like I guess fast enough, and what would happen is the enemies would invade Super Earth, and then you have to fight in Super Earth.
That's the only way we can go to Super Earth?
You have to fight in Super Earth and defend it.
Because I want to go to Super Earth, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious. How does it look?
Yeah, in Helldivers 1, that's how it is. So, like, you go to Super Earth and you defend it. And if they take over, and because you have a certain time frame.
Yeah.
So when the enemies are invading, whether it could be the Terminids, it could be the automatons or whatever. If they invade Super Earth, you have a time limit. In Helldivers 1, it's, I think, 48 hours. Real life hours.
Yeah.
So in those 48 hours, if you do not defend Super Earth, then you lose the war. They take over the Super Earth, and you basically lose a war, and then a new war is in place. And, like, it's like a reset type of deal. So that's basically... So I'm assuming in Helldivers 2, that's the only way we'll go to Super Earth, is if that shit's under attack. And honestly, man... I don't think that's gonna happen because everybody's on this bitch, man. You know what I mean?
I said when we were playing, I was like, Hector, I really want to go to Super Earth, bro. I want to know what it looks like. Like, no, bro, you just can't.
We just can't. Yeah, we just can't until we have to defend it until they get there. So that's basically it. And also as well is this game is obviously clear satire in a sense where it's military propaganda. Because if we're gonna be honest, man. We're invading planets and we're committing genocide forcing our way of living, which is democracy. So we're forcing these people to do democracy and stuff. So obviously this is a straight up parody of propaganda. We understand that, and that's what makes it cool. Obviously,
And
if
funny.
we're and funny, absolutely, because if realistically speaking, we aren't really following democracy the way we're playing, because we're invading other planets, we're forcing them, we're committing genocide and stuff. And also as well, one thing I saw as well is that this game is very reminiscent to a movie called Starship Troopers, which came out in 1990 something, and it has that comedy base. And
I remember seeing. You
remember that?
Yeah, I know that movie.
And like they're shooting bugs, and it looks like Helldivers. Like people made that connection. But yeah, that's basically what Helldivers is. It's a satire. It is satire, funny. We get it. You know, you don't got to tell us like, what the fuck? It's not really democracy. You guys are creating genocide. Yeah, we get it. It's fun though. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's a game.
And
fuck yeah.
And we understand what the purpose of essentially what Helldivers is. And this is the part that's really cool. Is like not only is a live service because most live service, bro, they mostly have, most of them, I would say, like the big ones would be like PvP and PvE, like Destiny and stuff. This one's strictly PvE.
Yep.
The only PvP there is if you fucking kill your teammates either by accident or on purpose.
Yep.
You know, and that's what I like, bro. Is I like the fact that this game brought everybody together, brought the community together for one goal. Like I remember seeing like videos saying, "What the fuck? This planet's under attack. We got 300k people here. There's 100k over here. What the fuck are y'all doing? We need y'all here." And then the Xbox people role playing that they're regular citizens waiting to be deployed in Helldivers. It's like, what the fuck? Just bring it to Xbox. Like we could, and PlayStation people obviously saying as well, we need help. We got to bring the Xbox boys, and like they're
I remember seeing like the
bunch of memes like that, bro. And it's really cool, man. Really wholehearted how like the community is all was brought together.
Yeah, I was about to say it was brought together by this game. It was
exactly,
funny.
man. And that's what I really like, dude. Honestly, this is a masterclass co-op game, bro. Like it's absolutely super fun when you're playing with your friends, and even people like role playing. Like I remember when I first started playing Helldivers 2, I was playing alone. I was playing with Hav, and then Hav had to get off, and I stayed to play by myself, and I was playing with other 4 people. And I remember, I'll never forget this. We were about to extract, right? And I get killed on purpose. I'm like, what the fuck? And my teammate kills the person that killed me. It said, he's like, oh my God, he's a fucking traitor. He's so-and-so. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? He's like, he's a fucking traitor, bro. Let's don't worry, I got you. Let's get the fuck out. And like, we left. I'm like, what I'm like, what traitor? What the fuck is going on? So I did some research. And apparently people are role-playing as traitors in a sense where they don't support Super Earth's views. And basically what we said, how like, this is not democracy. You're invading other blah, 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 right? And they're role playing in a sense where they're against that, and the way they do it is by joining other people's games and killing Helldivers.
Oh my God!
And I'm like, what the fuck? And keep in mind, this is not an actual game, guys. This is just people role playing.
Yeah.
And speaking of role playing, this is essentially a role playing game. The way how the default is every single time you die, you spawn in randomly, whether it's another guy or a girl voice, and a freshly new clothes and stuff. And essentially you could play it where you can imagine it where you're a normal citizen Helldiver, and the moment you die, you're dead, and then another Helldiver comes and you're playing as another Helldiver. And that's where the random aspect is, where your voice is different, like either a girl or a guy, because you're technically a different person. Either you could play like that, or you could go in your settings and actually set it to where, no, I want this guy voice all the time. I want this body figure all the time. And I want like this armor, whatever. So you could play it to where, oh, it's actually you. And that's what I really do. Like, I don't know if you noticed that, Mario.
What? Every time I spawned in, it was
It's like a different, yeah. Did
you
notice that?
Not the voices. Well, actually, no.
Really?
I think I may have noticed the voices. I remember one time, like, wait, am I a girl? Because I know when you get to choose the armors and everything like that, it said voice line.
Yeah, you could change it.
Yeah.
Or you could have it to default where it's randomized.
Yeah, I think I haven't like voice line once. I think I've been a dude for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was confused. I was like, wait, if I'm a dude, then what are these body types for? You know, there was like buff or slim or something. There's only two different type body types. So I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? But this don't make sense. I'm like, how do I want to.
Well, obviously the slim looks more like a female type
Yeah.
of figure, but obviously people, the Arrowhead and Sony, they want to be inclusive. They don't want to put gender, so they just say what do they say? They say built or like slim or something.
So
like
I'm
that.
sure. Yeah, I was like confused. I was like,
Yeah,
wait a
so-
minute, what the fuck?
Yeah, so
But I took it as okay, this is for
preference.
sure, man, and this is the girl one. It's
no,
obvious.
that's the obvious thing, but obviously they don't want to
Yeah.
do that. This day and age, it's whatever. But that's one thing I noticed, and that's what I liked about this game, bro, is that you could role play, if anything, like, oh, I'm a different Helldiver every single time, and technically you are, because one thing I've noticed, I don't know if you noticed this, bro, and this goes back into one of my other topics, like the great amount of detail in this game, is as you're playing, and obviously you're getting shot at, either maybe your teammates blow up right next to you, you get blood on you,
Yeah.
right? You get blood on you. Not only that, you also get blood from the aliens. So you
Yeah.
get green blood. So it's your blood and green blood on your person. And I don't know if you noticed this, but if on your missions you don't die, you stay that way. Every single mission that you do and you never die, you still have blood and green blood on you, signifying that you're the same person. And then the only time that goes away is when you actually die and a new Helldiver comes in place and you're clean.
Oh, I never noticed that. No,
You never noticed it, huh?
No, I always wondered. I'm like, damn, why don't I have like blood marks? Like,
Well, it's 'cause
fucking
you-
other- yeah, that makes
Guys,
sense.
Mario died most of the time.
Yeah.
Put that on record. He died
Yeah.
most of the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, yeah, that's what that is, bro. That's what I noticed. Because there's been times where we did 3 missions in a row and I didn't die at all, and I still have blood and like green blood on me. Even when we like when we're picking our stratagems and we're doing like the signal, like our emotes and stuff. Even when we're doing that, even when we land to a new mission, I'm still bloodied up and stuff. Because, like I said, it's role playing in a sense where they want you to make you think you're the same fucking person that did the last 3 missions. But the moment you die, a new Helldiver comes, you're a completely new, different Helldiver.
All right, that makes sense.
Does that make sense? And that's
Yeah.
why your shit's clean. And I like that. Like, I don't know, I just like that role playing aspect. Or, like I said, you could, change your armor and change your voice line and your body type to be permanent, to where you could role play it yourself all the time, even if you die, essentially, right, bro? So, okay, so that's that. And now I guess we're getting into the actual gameplay. Okay, first of all, I guess we could talk about like the negatives, because I'm gonna be real. The reason why I want to talk about the negatives first is because there's really no negatives.
I was about to say, I'm like, what negatives you got?
There's only 2 negatives, and like it's not, bro, it don't even matter. First negative, obviously the server's issues when it first launched. That's a given, fine. Second is there are some bugs. When we played, we didn't really encounter that many bugs. The only bugs that we've encountered was when Hav and I were dropped on a cliff and there was no way for us to go down.
Yeah, you had to kill yourself.
Yeah, but to be fair though, was it a bug or was it actually us? Because in the map you could choose where you land.
Yeah.
And obviously we can't tell if it's a cliff or whatever what we're landing. So what if we just chose an area where like it just so happens that it was next to a cliff? Like, I don't know. I considered it a bug because I'm like, bro, I can't even.
I won't survive. Like, I
No.
have to give up my life.
Yeah, so I literally. I remember that's the only bug we encountered. So Hav and I literally just jumped to our deaths.
Yeah.
And we got redeployed.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I could think of, bro. Is there any issues or anything that you, I don't know, can think of?
No.
I know some people complain about like weapon balancing issues. Like some weapons were too OP, some were
Oh yeah, I heard
not.
about that. I mean, it was one gun. Jose told me, I was like, yeah, this gun used to be OP. So I forgot what gun it was.
I think it was a railgun.
Like, yeah, they said like if you didn't have this gun, they would like kill you because like, bro, like why are you using a different gun? Use this gun, like it's the best gun or whatever the fuck. So I remember they nerfed that, but I don't know. I think
Who
the
would kill them? Like the
other
Helldivers?
teammates, yeah,
That is just the toxic community.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, I
That's
know.
just the community where like they're just assholes. Like, bro, what the fuck? And that's what I hate. Because I'm glad they nerfed it though.
yeah. I mean, they kind of. I mean, they had to.
No, yeah, because it could, no, and I guess that's like an issue because when you have an overpowered weapon, it becomes meta, and that's what people just use. But when you have a perfect balance,
You use everything.
you can use everything, bro, at your disposal, and that's what I fucking really like about it, bro, for real. So I guess that's what the only issues basically.
And we're just talking. We're just kind of negatives overall.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's a negative. it's more sort of a preference for me. The story in this game, it is there, but it's kind of like how you gotta like look for it for like in like a Souls game, where you kind of you have to look for it.
You have to read the dispatch.
You have to read that shit. Like there's no story,
cutscenes.
cinematic shit like that outside of like the beginning where you get that when you boot up the game. That's like the only thing you really get. But that's what I'm saying. For me, I would have liked if there was like more of like that kind of. But then
Like
again, it's not.
cutscenes?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's not that kind of game, sadly. But I'm not gonna say that's a negative. I'm just gonna say it's more of a preference on my end because I don't think it hurts the game not having that.
Well, I think
Preferably.
obviously
Or, in
the
my
real reason for that is obviously it's $40 game,
Yeah.
the budget, whatever, right? But the way I think of it is since I think of it as like it's an RPG, like you could role play, and like I said, how I described, like it's a different Helldiver every single time you die. It wouldn't make sense to have cutscenes because cutscenes means main characters. You know what I mean? And your character, well, technically speaking, you're not a main character. You're just a normal Helldiver, and that's what's cool. Is like you're just a normal ass Helldiver guy that just got put into the fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the game reason, but the real reason, obviously, I guess, either the funding or obviously they just didn't really want to do it.
Yeah,
you know?
that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's a negative. It was more just a preference thing.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think it
So-
hurts the game.
Yeah. So I guess let's talk about the gameplay, the type of missions that there are. You want to talk about that?
Well, so there's a variety of missions,
Like
right?
objectives.
There's a mission where it's literally all you got to do is just kill the automatons or the bugs, right? There's a mission where you have to upload data or whatever the fucking. So you have to go over here to get the data cache. Then you got to go run across the map to get something else to activate the satellite or whatever. And then ultimately there's like the last one where you actually upload the data. There's other ones where it's like specifically just for the automatons, specifically just for the bugs. And what I mean by that, and for the bugs, they come out of these hatches, these like things out of the ground, and there's a mission where it's just destroying the hatches. Run around, fuck around the map, and blow up these hatches. And for the automatons, it's you rock around, you blow up these the factories, the factories that they have. And so it's kind of the same thing, but they're two different in how they approach it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's basically how it is, where if you want to move on to the next difficulty, this is how difficulties work in the game, is that you have to do this thing called an operation. And in these operations, there's usually, in the beginning ones, it's only like 2, right? And as you go up, after a certain difficulty, I forgot which one, you got to do 3. And these 3 missions are those missions that I just explained to you, because I think I'm missing a couple, but that's basically the gist of it.
There's some.
I'm just
saving
saying the
civilians.
Oh yeah, saving civilians. That's one.
The one where you have to stand your ground and
Raise the flag.
Oh, raising a flag.
Yeah.
There's one you have to stand your
I
ground where
hate
like a
that one,
bunch
but-
of enemies come and you just have to let it rip and
Yeah.
just clear the area. You hate that one?
The raising the flag one.
Oh, the raising the flag, because that just takes forever because you have to
Dude.
be in the area to raise the flag. Yeah.
And it takes forever. I'm like, it's a fucking flag. Why is it taking forever to fucking
Yeah.
raise? We
And then the
got to
music-
raise 3 more of these hoes.
And then the
Like,
music starts playing.
Yeah.
How funny.
Oh my
There's
God.
that. There's also a mission that you get to launch like a huge ass nuke.
oh yeah, that one. I missed out on that one. I'm just saying the ones that I clearly remember.
No,
we did
yeah,
a lot
yeah,
because
yeah,
the ones I just said are the ones that I feel like you and me have done the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so basically, guys, how you progress in difficulty is in the beginning, you have to do 2 operations, which is operations is just to let you know, like, hey, you got to do these 2 in order to move on to the next difficulty.
Yeah.
And after a certain difficulty, you have to do 3 at that difficulty that you're at, and then you move on to the next, to the next, to the next. Ultimately, where the max is Helldive, or what's the next? Extreme, or what was it?
I think impossible.
Impossible, which
I think so.
I'm not gonna lie, it is impossible.
Yeah.
That bitch was hard as fuck.
I think Helldive is like the second
To last
to
one.
last.
Last one.
No,
Oh,
third to last. Because I think
Alright.
it's Helldive, then Suicide Mission or something,
Uh-huh.
and then Impossible, something like that.
Well, yeah, but either way, that's how you do it, and that's how you level up in difficulties. And ultimately, as you're doing these, you also are helping out Super Earth because, like, again, you're fighting a war. Never
Yep.
forget, these aren't just like standalone things that
Every
like,
mission you do is contributing to the war.
It contributes to the war, and it adds a percentage to the overall
The meter, like a meter.
like a meter that's telling you if you're winning the planet or not.
Yeah, you're liberating the
And
planet.
I guess also is that as you are doing these operations, right, there's things scattered throughout the maps. Each map they're all scattered, right? And each map, and this is a cool thing, is that shit Suicide Squad could have done, honestly, is that each map has like different, what's the word I'm looking for? They have different like effects. Each map is not the same. In terms of like, oh, this one, there's a sandstorm here. Is it going to be a sandstorm on every map? No. It just so happens to be on this time we did. There's a sandstorm. Oh, there's an earthquake. Is there an earthquake on every map? No, there isn't. What else? There's also, let's see, there's another one where like there's like different like mini side objectives on all these operations where you can do it and it adds to your overall score experience. Where you obviously if you get this experience you level up and that gives you super credits. Or I forgot. Wait, no, super credits. That's the blue one, right?
Yeah.
What's the other one?
I think that I don't know, but I think they're just called medals, maybe.
Medals or whatever the fuck. Where that medals we can get into that later. But it goes into that, and then there's another currency where that's how you upgrade your stratagem. That's how you get more abilities. That's how you get what's it called? More shit to upgrade your ship, and that's really cool because you're able to upgrade everything in your ship just by playing the fucking game. Again, Suicide Squad could have learned from this. And it's not something that's extremely hard to fucking know. Like, hey, every cool thing in this game, you can get it just by playing it. You don't have to pay for it. Which is like, I don't know why gaming companies don't know this or can't learn from this. But that's basically how these missions overall really work. And we'll get into finer details because I'm pretty sure Hector has this shit all staged out. Which is why I kind of gave like an overall just look at it. Because there is things I do want to talk about specifically, but I'm sure we'll get to it when you have it.
Yeah, so we talked about like certain type of objectives, right? Once you complete those objectives, you then got to try to extract. And I say try because after you call in the shuttle, right?
It gets crazy.
It gets crazy. A bunch of enemies start pouring through, and you just basically have like a mini holdout section where you just have to defend yourself and everyone else to actually able to extract, and that's what's really cool. Also. What's it called? After you extract, you liberate the percentage of the planet, a very small percentage, and that's where the community comes into play. And another thing too with reinforcements, real quick as well, before we get into like the stratagems and arsenal, is the reinforcements. So you have I think what the max is 15 reinforcements or something. That's the amount of Helldivers you could call in, right? And obviously when you run, let's say when you run out of the 15 reinforcements, there's a cooldown every, I think it's a minute 50 or something. Every minute 50 you have to wait a minute 50 to call in a reinforcement. That's just one. And there's been moments, bro, where we were down to the T like that, where we run out of reinforcements. I'm out here hiding behind a fucking rock waiting for the timer to call everybody in. And this is really cool too, another attention of a detail, because we see like mass in this situation, we're in the automatons planet, and there was a group of automatons, cyborgs, walking past me. I'm like, oh my god, they don't see me. I'm by this fucking rock, right? I wonder, do they get notified if they hear a drop? So like, I call you in, or I call somebody in, and it lands, right? And sure enough, they turn around because they heard it and they're coming towards us. And that's one thing that I like, is that the AI in here is not stupid at all. Like, if anything, I think it's fair to what the difficulty is, bro. Because the higher because even in we're like in the mid difficulties, bro. We're like in extreme or something. I think that's middle or close to middle, where it's super challenging. It's really hard. The motherfuckers know what to do and stuff, and there's really more details, which the details I'll get into even further. But that's one thing with the reinforcement. That's really cool. Okay, so I guess the next thing that I have is the stratagems, bro. You get an insane arsenal, man. You get a ton of different weapons you can use and experiment with, and that's what I definitely enjoyed. There's some weapons that you could manually do it on your own, which was I'm trying to think what it's called. It's like a gun. It's like a rocket type of gun that you shoot like cannons or something, and you could use that by yourself by picking up the ammo, which you put it on your back.
Oh, that one.
And then you pick up the actual machinery, and you could use it on your own, or you could have a fellow Helldiver help you, where they pick up the backpack,
and it's a faster fire rate.
and they're loading the gun for you, and that's just like adds the more like immersive.
It was like some cannon or some shit.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called. There's multiple weapons that's like that.
Like that, yeah.
And that's really cool, man. There's different types of weapons you could also you could use by just calling them in. Then we get what's it called? So yeah, then we get the other stratagems where it's, what do you call them, bro? Because they're called stratagems, but like
orbital and
like kill streaks, bro. They're like kill streaks,
like the
or
napalm strike.
not kill streaks, because you don't have to.
No,
You don't have to kill a certain amount of
No,
enemies
you
to
don't.
get them. You just have to wait for the cooldown.
Yep.
But yeah, there's stratagems where you'll call in and there'll be like
A laser,
bombs,
napalm strike,
everything for a different purpose, man.
Yeah.
And what's really cool is as you're going through each stratagem and every weapon and every kill, quote unquote kill streak, on the very right it shows you a video of what it does and what it's good for.
Yep.
And that's what I really like, bro. Is like there's different types of fucking stratagems that you could experiment and use. And obviously, if you're not careful enough or you read what it is, you could end up killing your teammates. And that's happened with Thiele a bunch of times where he uses I forgot what it's called. It's orbital barrage. It's like the biggest one.
The one with the biggest radius.
Where it comes, dude, it's like a huge radius, and it shows you like the video.
Like, yeah, make sure to tell your Helldivers that
Yeah. And so Thiele would like just call that in, and the radius is so huge that we can't even like go outside fast enough, and we end up, end up dying and stuff. And so there's that, bro. It's really fun. Not only that, one thing that's really cool is that you can drop anywhere on the map. So you could decide if you want to drop right into the action or drop maybe far away, so you could come up with a strategic plan of how to go about things and call in your weapons and whatever you have, whether it's the rocket launcher, whether it's a machine gun and something like that. So stratagems are obviously a very big and like important part of Helldivers, man. It's what makes it really fun, different things that you could do, right? So because of those stratagems, obviously you need upgrades, right? And upgrades being upgrading your ship, so it could reduce cooldown times, or you get slight buffs, also reducing splash damage to you and your friends when calling in orbitals or something. And the way you upgrade these upgrade your ship is by collecting samples. And this is what samples really matter. And like honestly, I didn't know what they were for until Jose explained to me. Holy shit, we actually do need them. So there are these things called samples that you are able to get throughout the mission. So whether it's like in the actual main mission or some random POIs, points of interest.
It'll be random. They'll be scattered.
It'd be random. So like as you're looking, you have a compass, just like Call of Duty, the compass on the top. If you're looking around, there'll be like a question mark, and that means it's a POI. It means a point of interest. You could go there, either you could find, which is really cool, you could find super credits, you could find medals, or you could find
ammo stims.
Stims.
So you don't have to call in your resupply.
And samples.
Yep.
You could find samples there. And there's 3 different types of samples, and they're based on rarities, right? That being common, rare, and super. Rare. And obviously super is like the hardest fucking sample to get.
You know what's funny?
We only got 3.
You know what's funny? The first time I found out about super rares, I found them like that. There was only 3 available on the whole map. I found them all next to each other.
Really?
1, 2, 3. I remember because we were playing with Jose, and I'm like, oh yeah, super rare. He explained like, super rare. It's like really hard to find, whatever.
That's what we need.
I'm like, oh really, Jose? Oh, they're right here. I found all 3. It's like, what the fuck, Mario? You just found the rarest sample in like that. I'm like, I swear to God, I just spawned right next to it. It's right there.
And that's all those are.
What's funny is I thought I'm like, they call them super rares, but they're not really. Look how quickly I found them. I swear to God, I've never saw another one since then.
Those, I think we have 3 super rares.
We have to,
and those are the ones. Yeah. And that's it. So you just got lucky. And obviously we need those samples to upgrade our ships, and that's what gives us our buffs. That gives us the cooldown times and stuff, and that's really cool. So the samples do matter.
And not only that, when you upgrade your ship, you see it in your ship.
Exactly.
Because there's a hub. We didn't really talk about the hub. The hub where you see the world map and everything. You can actually walk around your ship. You can see all the upgrades that you make and everything. And that's one thing I like is when you do upgrades. And I love when games let you know an upgrade happened. So when I think I've only upgraded 2 things. I think like the cooldown time or the call-in time for the orbitals, and I did one where like for the sentries like that, where like immediately you don't have to wait for a call. Immediately as soon as you're calling, it just goes up and it's there. I did that one, and I'm able to see the 2 upgrades in my ship. Actually, I have 3. Never mind, I have 3 upgrades. But yeah, I was able to physically see it in my ship because I don't know. I love that detail.
No, and that's the details that I'm talking about. Even the detail of you, like, how to explain it? Going into the planet, like the what's it called? The holographic sphere or whatever, where you're actually moving around your
the world map.
The world map, yeah. When you're looking at the fucking world map, like that's really cool. Not only that, you could be on the world map and other people from your squadron can actually join. And they can't choose what you're doing,
But they'll see
but
it.
they could literally go into the world map and see what you're doing, and then you, in your perspective, you could see them in the corner of your screens there with you. And like those attention to the details is really cool. Mario just said about the whole, once you upgrade your ship, you can actually see the upgrades. And actually, when you don't even have the upgrades, I don't know if you notice this either, is when you try going to those areas, it says under construction.
Yeah.
Like that type of detail is like what makes you really get you immersed into this world. So anyways, that's what samples are, and that's why they're important, you know. And so obviously the stratagems, we talked about the stratagems where you have to input them by using a specific pattern, using your D-pad to call down special weapons, equipment. And so yeah, there's a lot of stratagems, super unique, man. I've tried a bunch of them, and I guess we could get into the actual enemies themselves, Mario. What do you think about the actual enemies, bro?
I mean, I hate the bugs the most.
Why? Why do you hate the bugs?
Because that one big dude, that motherfucker.
I forgot what they're called. Is it called a bile type?
I think it's close to that. Yeah,
Something
I fucking
like
hate that. I feel like the robots, even though they're not easier, I feel like they're easier compared to them. That's just my personal opinion.
Really?
I know there's other people are like, no, what do you mean the robots are way harder?
Because dude, they're shooting at you, man.
Yeah, I know.
They're
But the
shooting
bugs
back at
are
you.
no. Here's why I hate those motherfuckers, because of that armored one that charges you.
Oh,
And
yeah,
as we
yeah.
played it more, I know how to handle them now. It's like you can just get a rocket launcher, just throw him at the fucking head, and he dies, right? But also because of the other one, like that annoying ass one where it's a small one. They don't take a lot of bullets, but if they hit you, you're slowed down.
Oh yeah.
I hate that one so much because I die. He doesn't kill me, but what he does to me kills me.
Yeah.
Because I'm slowed down, I'm one hit. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Fuck. I would have gotten away if he just didn't fucking hit me. But no, man. I think the two enemy types, they're cool. They're definitely cool for now. But like you said,
Eventually we'll need more.
I think we're at the point where I think it needs to be added. You know,
Really? Already? It's only been a couple months, girl. February, March, April, May, June.
Yeah, I feel like we're at the point where, like, you know, give us a new.
right,
I feel like it's time for me, at least in my mind, because the live service game, the big thing, you have to keep updating it, and not just small little updates, because they've done that. They've done small little updates where they added the mechs
for a while,
where they added new weapons, shit like that. But we need something big. What's big? A new enemy type.
And that's what people are saying is this whole black hole situation that's happening in the lore is that maybe they'll come out of the black hole or something. We don't know yet.
I think a new enemy type would be huge. That would bring up a lot of people back. Even I'm not saying there's no one playing this game, but
that new enemy type is going to be that from the first game.
Oh yeah,
the Illuminates. And the thing is, right, is I want to see how they look with like better. I should have shown you how the bugs looked, bro, because they look different. They look hella different. Same with the automatons. They look hella different, so I'm curious to see how those will look in Helldivers 2. But yeah, okay. So yeah, I definitely do enjoy the enemies. There's different variety of enemy types.
Oh hell yeah, hella variety.
And this is the part where unlike what? Oh, Suicide Squad.
Unlike Suicide Squad.
Fucking Mario's hated on this. No, that's facts. No, you're right. You're definitely right. So there's different variety types of enemies, and there's different ways that you could handle them, and that's why stratagems like have a purpose.
Yeah.
Because for example, that armored fucking bug that we get fucked up by, right? We're like, what the fuck? What do we do? Oh, we have to. Later, we find out that you could dodge them. So as they're about to hit you, you could dodge, and then you could shoot like in the back because they have a weak point.
Yeah.
Or, right, the more you play, we found out that the rocket launchers, if you aim straight at its head with a rocket launcher, it's an instant one kill.
Yep.
And like obviously, the rocket launcher only has one shot. So as you deploy the rocket launcher, it comes with two rocket launchers. So technically you have two shots, right? But if someone takes the other, right, then technically you have one. And that's what I definitely like is that each stratagem is used for a specific reason. And each enemy have their strengths and also their weaknesses, you know, and that's what I really do enjoy. Not only that, killing the bugs and robots, bro, it's satisfying as fuck to me at least. Yeah. Is super satisfying. You see their body parts fly out. You could literally shoot off their limbs. That's one thing that I would do as well. Is I would shoot off their limbs, and it's super satisfying, bro. And I've personally, bro, I've never experienced like something like that in a long time.
You know, I think I know what game that you have. You played it. the remember that one PS2 game that you played? Was it called Bullet or Black or was it called Black?
Black.
It's like that
The
first,
first
person.
person?
It's like a PS2 classic. It's like the one where oh my god, or is it called?
Yeah, I
Gone?
think it's Black. Okay.
Black.
What about it?
Remember how people die in that game and how I told you, I'm like, bro, it's so satisfying.
Oh yeah.
For me, bro, I agree. It is satisfying to fucking kill these motherfuckers. I'm also playing another game, Simulator right now, where when you kill someone, dude, it's so satisfying.
Yeah.
Left 4 Dead 2.
Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2
It's
is
so
satisfying.
fucking sad. I think a lot of people sleep. A lot of devs sleep on that part of the game when you kill someone.
Yeah.
If you make it satisfying, bro, it makes people want to keep doing it. As
No,
fucked up
true.
as it sounds.
True.
But
And-
like, dude, it's like, oh my god.
But no, the last game I could think of like where I was satisfied when killing somebody was probably probably Fortnite, bro.
Really?
Fortnite, I think I got a satisfaction out of it.
I wouldn't say so. For me, I guess my satisfaction came before like, yeah, I'm better than you.
I'm not comparing the kills in Fortnite to be the same or like old limbs or whatever. No. I'm saying that
Feeling?
dopamine
Oh,
that you get in your head where like, yo, that's
Oh.
satisfying. I want to do it again.
Oh, okay.
Like that feeling of like, remember the double pump?
Oh,
Shooting the
yeah,
double pump
yeah,
and then
getting-
you just see the person go down and you see the name. Like, oh, something got killed by
Pump
blah blah
shotgun,
blah,
yeah.
whatever. Like like that feeling is like satisfying. If in terms of satisfying in a sense where how they die and stuff, oof, that's a good one, bro. Probably
Because now I don't.
I can't necessarily think of one, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
The
be
only
able
one I
to
could think
focus.
of, the only one I could think of recently was probably Helldivers 1. Because when you kill bugs there in Helldivers 1, I get the same satisfaction in Helldivers 2. Like they instantly die, you can hear the crunch. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's super weird, man, but I like it. But besides that, right? I'm not gonna be like that. I can't think of another game that I was besides Fortnite, which is a long ass time ago. I'm talking about peak Fortnite, not now.
Yeah.
Peak Fortnite 2018 to now, I can't think of another game, Mario, where like killing was like really fucking satisfying, bro. Can you?
Recently?
Yeah, recently.
Like,
Because
no,
honestly, bro, you've been gaming a lot more than me, bro.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
played
but,
so many fucking
well,
games.
I can kind of say that about Hellblade, but I just like how smooth it was. I wouldn't say it was like, oh my god, I want to keep doing it. I just like the way they were able to transition into a, because each final blow is kind of like staged
Yeah.
in that game when you kill someone, and the way they were able to make it a smooth transition into that stage final blow, I was really impressed by it. Not saying it was actually satisfying like how it is in Helldivers, where like I see the animation, it's not a staged thing, it's just smooth as fuck. And so that's the difference I make, but that's the only thing I can think of recent games.
Yeah, bro.
Because it's hard, because like I said, developers don't really focus on that, which
No,
I
it's-
think kind of sucks.
no, yeah, it's true. It's
they,
true.
They try to like, oh, he's dead. Just it doesn't matter. He's died. You
No,
know?
it's true.
But no.
And so I mean, so yeah, we talked about the enemies, right? Now I guess we could go a little bit more in the details with this game, and we already mentioned a few with the ship and also the whole blood and the enemy blood on your person and stuff like that, right? So one thing as well is really cool is that there are ragdoll physics in here.
Yeah.
As well. That's always fun, cool fucking moments. Not only that, you could also break limbs in your body.
Yep.
And it tells you which limb you broke. And actually, I think there's a trophy where you have to break every single limb of your body at the same time.
Oh wow.
But
I wonder how you do that.
I know, right? I wonder how you do that. But yeah, you could break limbs in your body. And obviously when you stim, you're good to go, right? And one thing I've noticed is when you do break a limb, like for example, I remember I broke my leg, and it tells you which one, your left leg or your right leg, which is really fucking cool. I remember I broke my left or my right, either way. And I couldn't sprint for long periods of time. And not only that, like my character would limp.
Yep.
And he'd be like, ugh, like grunting and shit. Bro, that's, I fucking love that, bro. That's so fucking sick, dude. So that's one, right? And yeah, like I have it in my notes, obviously the bloody stuff we talked about. Also your crosshairs, right? I don't know what it is, bro. This is like another cool attention to detail in a sense where you have your crosshairs and then you have like another secret crosshair where you technically do have your crosshair. That's where your bullets are going. And then you see like a little circle where technically that's where your bullets are actually going if you're swaying too much. That's like another small detail
I noticed that.
that people don't really talk about. And for some reason, it's really satisfying. I don't know what it is, bro. I fuck with that shit. It looks. I've never seen anything like that before.
It's kind of like you're learning. You're. It's kind of like how CS:GO and Valorant is, where you learn. You have to learn the bullet pattern.
Yeah. But it actually visibly shows you.
Because unlike in those
stuff.
games, it's literally you got to follow the bullet. Here is a little
Yeah.
circle that helps you out a little bit.
Yeah, and like just aiming and just moving it just feels nice. And plus shooting the enemies when you see their broken pieces fall off, bro. I don't know, man. It's just it's super cool. Not only that, you can also go into first person when you aim down sights.
I don't do it a lot though. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Really?
Nah.
I do. And this goes back, and the reason why I have this under the details is because one thing that I've noticed that's really cool and like kind of realistic is if you're shooting in third person, right, from far distance, your bullets are kind of going everywhere. It's not precision. But when you go in first person and use your reticle, it's more precision, bro. That's one thing I've noticed. So whenever it's further range enemies, that's when I use it. And then it's close range, obviously I don't.
No, I didn't use it a lot because I ran the shotgun a lot.
Oh, okay.
That's why I didn't really do it.
Yeah, that's fair. And so that's that. You could go into first person, right? Not only that, you can also change the zoom in on your optic. So if you hold down your reload button, you could change the times, the zooms, whatever. There's 3 different zooms, I think. You could each change them, and not only that, using that same feature, you can also change the your select fire in your gun. You could change it to be a semi-auto or a burst or full automatic. That's another one. Another one, your flashlight. You could either have your flashlight completely on or have it auto, where every single time you aim it turns on, or you could have it completely off. These things that I'm mentioning right here, these are new and improvements from what the first Helldivers, clearly. You know what I mean? And those are the types of details that I also really fuck with. Another as well, Marius, I don't know if you notice, is that there's rarely any black screens here. Every single time let's say you're on your ship, right? You're on your ship, you're in the world map, you click on an actual planet that you want to go to. There's no black screen like Destiny.
You mean loading screen?
Loading screen. Yeah, there's no loading screens like that where you could visibly see your ship fast travel to the fucking area, and you could just like watch from like the window. You could just watch it. Holy shit, what the fuck? And not only that, when you enter someone's other ship, you could see yourself in a cryopod and like you're inside, like stuff like that, bro. I really fuck with that.
Games know how to hide them now. Like God of War, I don't know if in God of War, like new ones, the way they hide them is that they'll be like it'll be like press X and you got to squeeze through this area.
Yeah.
And while you're squeezing through that area, it's like, bitch, you're loading the next area. So there's no black screen. It's like, game develop. If you can get,
oh no, for sure.
They get creative with it, and that I feel like when they're doing that bullshit, where it's like this, when they're fast traveling, that's when they're doing that. Because you selected the planet.
Oh yeah.
And the game probably knows what mission you selected and everything. So it's like, all right, we know what mission they're doing. They just gotta get in the fucking L pod. That's all they gotta do now.
Yeah.
So I see that's where they hide that.
When
bitch,
games
bro.
do that, and you become more immersed in them, bro. Super.
Like
rather like than Destiny 2, where like it's like a black screen. It's like Starfield.
Yeah, I was going to
say
that.
Go ahead, talk
because in Starfield, bro, one thing that fucking killed, and I didn't notice it until I played a different game. One thing that I noticed playing that game was I was like, bro, just for me to go from a first floor to a second floor, I see it. I see the second floor from the first floor in this club-like area where if you play Starfield, you know what I'm talking about. I'm like, I see it. Why the fuck? You can't tell me you can't just hide the bitch and just make me walk out of it?
Yeah.
There's a ton of loading screens in Starfield, and I only noticed it because I went back into Cyberpunk when the Phantom Liberty expansion came out. And Cyberpunk hid those motherfuckers, right? They hit them, and I felt so immersed. Like, I felt like, I'm like, bro, I love this world of Cyberpunk, bro. Like, I'm so into it. And little details like that are reasons why it helps with that feeling of immersion, and the Helldivers does it perfectly.
Exactly, and especially with the whole RPG aspect that you could. I'm not saying this is an RPG, like, oh my god,
it's not an RPG game,
but you could essentially role play if you wanted to, and you're really immersed, especially with the screams that your Helldivers are doing when you're holding down the trigger on an LMG. You'll hear your Helldiver scream like, or like freedom, like democracy.
Or he starts laughing, like, ha.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Or when your Helldiver fucking lands on the planet, he's like, let me go liberate. Like, what do they say?
Time to go spread some democracy.
Yes, let's go spread some democracy. Or like some bullshit, you know. And that's what's really cool about it. And here's the thing with Starfield, Mario. Let me ask you this. I kind of want to be a devil's advocate here. Would you argue? Okay, here's the thing: Skyrim and also the Fallout games. Obviously, Skyrim came out 2011, right? They did a whole remaster, blah blah blah, whatever. Fallout, same thing. They have those black loading screens. Obviously, they're older games, and my argument is maybe because they're just bigger. You know what I mean? For example, with Starfield is clearly a bigger game than Cyberpunk, right? And and obviously way bigger than God of War. So the thing is, maybe that's the reason why. It's because they can't necessarily do those smooth transitions just because of how big the game is. Or what do you think?
Well, I mean, well, yeah, but
I'm just trying to be devil's advocate, bring
no,
the other
I see you
perspective.
because like. Yes, it is a bigger game, just because I mean, if you know Bethesda, I mean, they make fucking gigantic ass worlds. But I wouldn't say that either God of War or Cyberpunk are like small games for their standards, for what they're aiming for. Like, no, they're big areas, and the fact that they have to simultaneously load areas while you're still in game is impressive, regardless of which game is bigger, which game is smaller. Bethesda can do it. They can do it. They just got to be realized. Okay, guys, do we really need to have endless quests?
Yeah.
And do we really need that? Like, let's just what are we doing? Like The Witcher 3, there's endless quests in there. Yeah, there's some loading screen. I'm pretty sure if I remember, but there's some shit where they hide it.
Yeah.
And that's The Witcher 3 that came out a while ago.
Right.
So it's just me. I'm like, I know you guys can do it. The tech's there. Other games are doing it. You know what I mean? Like, I can drive in the world of Cyberpunk, and I can go from one end of the map to the other, and there's zero loading time.
Yeah.
Like, same thing with God of War. I could probably do that. And Jedi Fallen Order, that's probably smaller compared to Cyberpunk and God of War. But there's zero loading time there unless you fast travel. Obviously, you fast travel, you're gonna fucking have a loading time. But outside of that, you can explore the whole area that they did in Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order without a loading screen. But that one I do understand, though, because Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order are really smaller compared to even those other three games that I mentioned.
I gotcha.
But I don't know. I think Bethesda just has to change how they do games, man. Their games now just have a feeling like, yo, this is too dated. You got to update it, but still keep that Bethesda love that you guys have.
I agree, man. And hopefully Elder Scrolls 6, man,
next one
does better than Starfield, man. But yeah, okay, going back to the immersion, right? Let's talk about a bit of the planets, man, and the map designs, right? I think the planets look great, bro. They look great. The maps, if anything, if we're gonna be honest, the maps aren't really that big.
No.
But they're designed in a way that makes it feel like they're big. You know what I mean? It's super weird. I don't know. It's like some weird like trickery bullshit, that they're doing.
And it's all the different the effects that can happen in each map is what.
Yeah. You mentioned it before, and I have it actually here in my notes that some specific maps sometimes there will be like what you said, earthquakes. There'll be a sandstorm. There was one map that we played that had like those flares, like flames, like they were out of the sky, like I forget what they're called.
And
we rarely played on it though.
Yeah, the automaton one, that's stupid.
I think what it's called. Yeah, I forgot what it's called.
No, the one I hit on the automaton one is where it's one of those optional objectives that you find just by running around the map. The one where it's like it's the factory that makes the flying ships.
Oh my god!
Dude, fuck those. Those are probably my second most annoying ones, man.
Yeah, and that's really cool because once you get to those areas, you get to activate a hell bomb, which is essentially like a huge ass fucking bomb that you have to call in and then manually detonate and run out of there. And there's a fucking cool ass explosion, which we've done that a couple times. But yeah, those were fucking annoying. I forgot what they're called. And obviously the bugs have their own type of enemies like that, which I forgot what they're called, but they're like flying fucking pterodactyl looking like.
And you gotta blow up their nests.
You gotta blow up their nests to get rid of them. And I guess the most, honestly, bro, if I would say the most annoying for me would be the fucking either the birds or the fucking stalkers. The ones that turn invisible.
I'll say the invisible ones.
Those are fucking annoying, man. Those are fucking annoying.
They only appear because you discovered a nest.
Exactly.
So if you encounter one, you got to destroy the nest right away.
Exactly.
They're gonna keep coming.
Exactly, bro. And that's what I like is like this game also isn't very like friendly, and I like the fact that they lock the difficulties based on what you could do. Because if someone can't pass medium, then why do you want to go up, bitch? You suck. You suck, ho. Why do you want to go up, girl? And that's what I like about this game is that this game is also very balanced with the difficulty, and it doesn't really hold people's hands. And I guess an example of that, I guess before I'll say this, and then we could get back into the planet and environments. is based on that. I remember one of the trophies, I guess the hardest trophy technically.
Yeah, we tried.
Would be Helldive, and that is to, the trophy is called Helldive, which you have to complete a mission, extract a mission without anyone dying from your squad in extreme difficulty or higher. We tried it obviously, and we didn't get it right. There's times where we were doing really good and stuff, but I remember that trophy. Many people were trying to get that trophy and people couldn't get it, and that they actually complained, saying that it was too hard, right? And one of the developers actually came out and he said, "Well, it seems like it's a skill issue," and people were not happy about that, saying, "How dare you? Blah blah blah. How dare you? That's unprofessional." Blah blah blah. But listen, man, I fucking agree, man. I'm tired of video games that just hold your fucking hand and say. Because listen, bro, if this fucking game was holding your fucking hand, they'll disable friendly fire.
Yeah.
They'll disable, like, the whole manual reload. That's one thing. That's another detail which I like that kind of falls into the immersion of role-playing, is that there's no automatic reload. Once you're out, you're out, and like your character says, "I'm out," and you have to physically reload. That's fucking lit. Anyway, if this was more for the friendly fucking people and shit, like I said, they turn off friendly fire off, the fucking... do the automatic reload stuff. They'd make the difficulties a lot easier, and fuck that, man. That is why Elden Ring was so successful, and Souls games are so successful, because they don't give a fuck about the casual motherfucker. They want to make the game how it's meant to be played, whether you're good or not.
Yep.
And that's what I fucking respect. So that developer, man, I'm on his side. It's definitely fucking a skill issue. Here's the thing. Mario and I in our squad, we actually beat one mission on the highest difficulty. We played every single difficult mission, and we actually did it. Mm-hmm. Do we get fucked up sometimes? Hell yeah. But we eventually fucking did it, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what I like, man, is I fucking like that this game is balanced, and the developers don't care to really please the people that kind of suck, unfortunately, man. It is, hey, man, either... If it's too hard, then unfortunately either get good or just don't play in that difficulty. It is what it is. Now, going back into the planets, right, of how you're really immersed, how we talked about the map design and stuff, and how there's different. Mario mentioned as well how there's sandstorms, that we talked about earthquakes and stuff. And one attention of detail that I really like is whenever there's a sandstorm, the enemies can't see you. And that's why there's also stratagems where there's like smoke bombs or whatever, where you could place down, and the enemy fire from the automatons will be like troopers, and they'll just go everywhere. They won't be accurate because they can't see you. Same thing with the bugs. If you have those smoke bombs or whatever, that all applies with the environment. So if there's a sandstorm, the bugs, you cannot see shit, and you could actually sneak past them. And that's what Thiele and I did for a mission that was like pretty tough. Thiele and I did a whole Spec Ops mission where we were just sneaking past enemies and using the storm to our advantage, and it was so sick, bro, because Mario and Jose was on the other side of the map fighting for their lives against a Vile. Is it a Vile or
we
Vile
were getting
Titan?
chased, bro. We're like, Jose, just keep running, bro, keep running.
So like you guys were surviving while Thiele and I were actually finishing the mission so we could get the fuck out of there. Extract. So we each had our own a role. Mario and Jose were distracting the motherfuckers, and Thiele and I were doing Spec Op missions, fucking sneaking by. And so anyway, that's what's really fucking cool, man. So we talked about the difficulty, we talked about the planets and everything. We talked about how the AIs are actually smart as difficulty goes up, and they're not fucking stupid. And now I guess, Mario, the last section I want to talk about, and it should be pretty much it, bro. This should wrap up everything. We give our rating. Mm-hmm. Is the live service model. That's the last section that I have. And how obviously this is a live service game, and many, either it's hit or miss.
Are you really talking about
we could talk about like the war money? Bonds. We could talk about the money. We could talk about that shit. Go ahead.
Well, I think this game does it. I mean, at the end of the day, do I want to keep spending more money? No, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But it is a live service game, so this studio has to make money.
Exactly.
It has to make money. $40 for the initial game is cool and on. It made a ton off of that. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But in order to keep the game alive, it has to keep going over time. And the way they're able to get you to spend money on this game, and why I think this is fine. Mm-hmm. This type of like live service fee, whatever you want to call it, this marketing scheme, whatever you want to call it, right?
Marketing scheme.
Right? Okay. I think this is fine. So they have a store.
Yeah.
A very basic ass fucking store from what I've seen. It's two complete outfits. It's 4 different items, but it's basically a headpiece and then the actual armor itself. Both you can buy separately, and they're all worth a certain amount. I forgot, but that's it. That's all they got. It's all in the store, right? It's just 2 outfits. You go to the actual war bond part, and they have
and essentially war bonds. It's just a battle pass.
It's a battle pass, right? That's basically what it is, right? So they give you one for free. If you buy the $40, it gives you one. It's the one that everyone has, right? And there's different tiers, right? And you need these medals in order to buy these tiers. How do you get these medals? Motherfucker, you just play the fucking game.
And complete your personal orders, or if you complete a major order, which is everybody in the community, you're granted like a hefty amount,
like a good amount. Like they don't fuck you over. It's like, oh, like COD will give you like, here's 3. Like what? Fuck you, right? So that's how you get them, right? And obviously, what happens when you complete the one they give you? Well, there's more, and each one of those war bonds or whatever campaigns you want to call it is what, $10?
$10.
It's $10, right? And that's fine. But here's the thing. That when you complete the one they originally give you when you buy the game, there's enough of those credits, the super credits, where you can buy the next one. The Fortnite did the same thing, where there's enough free bucks where you can buy the next battle pass if you wanted to, if you were able to.
And that's what I really liked about. Honestly, I don't know if Fortnite's like that anymore, Mario.
Oh, wow. It used to be
back
like
in
that,
our time.
Yeah,
back when we played, it was like that.
This motherfucker. Back in our day, you're like motherfucker.
Bro, Mario, 2018, dog.
I know.
That's a long fucking time ago.
I know. Yeah.
No, but. Fortnite was like that, and that's what I liked. I saved my V-Bucks.
I never did that.
And I secured the next battle pass.
Nah, I didn't care paying $10 for the next battle pass or whatever the fuck it was.
Well, anyways, that's what Helldivers.
That's cool.
Too.
If you're disciplined enough and you don't look over that store, you can buy the next one. And each one of those new campaigns has new armors, new stratagems, new weapons, new capes, shit, new whatever the fuck. Has a bunch of different. It also has super credits in there, and that's basically how microtransactions work in the fucking game.
And what's really cool is even exploring the fucking world, you could find super credits.
It's not a lot. It's not a lot. It's like 20, but like. Better than nothing. Most games don't even give you that option.
Yeah, by just playing the fucking game.
Yeah, so you don't have to give this game a dime. If you just play it out and save up to the next war bond, whatever it's called, you can buy it just by playing the fucking game.
And so the what's it called? The microtransactions are actually micro. And let me explain. Because each suit that you explain, Mario, the prices range from $4 to $7, right? Sure, that's okay. $4, $7. Okay, cool. Well, boohoo, right? But dude, Fortnite and COD, they're fucking shit for a gun or for like
10.
More than that, bro. $20 to $25. Well, that's how we have to spend. Because let's say it's $10, but the bundle that they sell
is $25.
It has to be 25 because
it has the whole. It has the outfit. It has the emblem. It has all that.
Yeah, they do this shitty thing where like, oh, this thing that I want is $10. Let me buy the fucking what's it called? The credits for it or whatever. They make it to where like you have to spend more than when you actually do.
Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah,
I gave my love, man, but they do the exact same.
No, that's what I'm saying.
It pisses me off.
No, that's what I'm saying. So, dude, I think we could all agree as gamers, bro. We all hate microtransactions.
Yeah,
like we all hate them.
Even in Helldivers, we don't want them in there. But if we're gonna have,
if it's a live service game,
yeah,
we understand. And now, but if what you're just gonna say, but if we had to, we'd want it to be like this.
Yeah,
right, where we don't necessarily have to spend money, where we could just play the fucking game and we can still earn cool shit. And that's what's cool, man. And even fucking we get super credits while exploring the world. Sure, it's not a lot, but hey, if you put a shit ton of hours, who knows, man? Maybe you can save over a battle pass, girl. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know? And so that's what I definitely like about the live service model, where
they do it perfectly, bro.
It
feels like it's gamer friendly. Not that we want your fucking money like Suicide Squad.
Absolutely,
or even fucking Avatar.
No, even Suicide Squad, even like with the bundles. Remember, it was like $15 or some shit for one skin or something. Like, bro,
like 2 of those bundles, you can buy this game.
It's not even the battle pass either, bro.
Yeah,
it's not even the battle pass.
I forgot they have a battle pass.
Yeah, they brought a battle pass in there. I don't fucking know.
I forgot.
But anyway, yeah, they did a great fucking job with this, man. And honestly, man, just overall, from my experience with Helldivers 2, is that this game is polished and it feels like the devs knew what they were going for and what they wanted to do, and what they perfectly executed what they wanted to do. That's what that feels like,
in every aspect.
Bro. You know what I mean? And honestly, bro, because of that and just how this game is like super fun, man. I really think that this game is 100% game of the year contender, bro. If
Oh,
not,
it's up there, yeah.
If not the game of the year, bro.
I don't know what other game's going to be out there that
I don't know,
that's
man.
coming out. Honestly speaking, this has been a weak year for gaming.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to last year, yeah, but I'm just talking in general because last year was an outlier. Last year we had so many great games, right? And then this year, what game has done numbers like this outside of Pal Worlds? What? Name it. What's been a big release that's been up here with Pal Worlds and Helldivers too?
Yeah, bro. You just, I get it, man. Trust me, I get it.
We're halfway through the year. We're fucking, yeah, we're halfway through the year. We're in June, baby. We got 6 months more to go. What else is coming out? Fucking, you're really gonna think that
Dude,
that
I don't
fucking
know.
that new Assassin's Creed game's gonna do numbers? It's made by Ubisoft. They lost my fucking hope. I'm gonna get it, yeah, but I don't expect it to be anywhere near the levels of these two games.
Not only that though, I guess another game that I thought was gonna be like a contender for game of the year was Senua's Saga.
Oh yeah,
but I guess
Ended
even from your mini review that you gave me before this pod, you thought it was. You didn't think it was a terrible game. You think it's overhated, but you also didn't think it was great or like amazing. You know?
I thought it was good. I gave it a 7 for anyone's curious. I gave it a 7.
Yeah, so it's solid, right? But game of the year contender, and that's crazy because I thought it was gonna be like that.
Yeah, I was definitely looking forward to Hellblade 2, man.
But what was But yeah, I can't think of any other game, bro, that's coming out.
It's just these two. In my opinion,
Yeah.
I think Helldivers has it right now. Because
Helldivers
like, what the fuck
2
else?
has it
I'm really
right
trying to
now.
think what else
Absolutely.
comes out. Do I think Outlaws, Star Wars Outlaws, is gonna do good? Hell no. Will I be surprised if it's up there? Hell yeah. Do I want it to be good? Hell yeah. But again, it's made by Ubisoft. I have no hope for it.
Yeah.
I'm only checking it out because one, I'm a Star Wars fan. Two, I love games.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other games coming out this year.
So listen, guys.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I can't think of any. But listen,
can't
with
think of any.
everything that we've been saying, man, right? I'm pretty sure y'all clearly understand that we like this fucking game, man.
Yeah.
And y'all, man, from you already know my rating, guys. Come on now. Should we go for our
You
rating?
go ahead. You go ahead. Yeah.
This Helldivers 2 is a 10 out of 10, bro.
Mm-hmm.
10 out of 10 fucking game, bro. Probably the most fun I've ever had in a long time. And actually, bro, it sucks because you're busy tomorrow. I wanted to play tonight with Tilly and everybody else, but I get.
I mean, you can still
busy.
play. Go ahead. What the fuck?
I could, huh?
I was about to say, why you need me there?
Oh yeah, you're right. But still, man, or it's definitely one of the most fun games I've ever had, man. I've played. It's definitely up there with the fucking GOATs, bro. It's probably up. No joke. It's up there with my top 10 games of all time.
Really?
I swear to God, bro. Because, dude, it's everything that dude, okay, I like sci-fi shit just like you. You like it a lot more than me. But I love war shit. Mix that with war, and you actually feels like you're in the war. Increase the difficulty, bro.
And you should try Civilization, bro. That one,
right?
Gary. Yeah.
Listen. Your higher difficulties, bro. You land there, bullets fucking flying. If you feel like you're in a war, not only that, it resembles so much of Halo ODST of what I always wanted and like what seems so fucking cool about the drop pods and shit. Not only that, this is a small thing I forgot to mention. The fucking theme music is fire. Dun, 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 like so cinematic and so fucking.
Makes you feel like you're in a movie.
Some propaganda type shit. I don't give a fuck, man. We're committing genocide. I don't give a fuck. This shit lit. Fuck them bugs. No, but it's just super fucking fun, man. And it's great. So yeah, that's my rating, man. This is a 10 out of 10, man. So far, this is the game of the year for me, as of right now.
All right. I mean,
what about you, Mar?
As for me, man, boy, was I wrong about this game off my initial impressions. I thought it was going to be another Suicide Squad. I'm going to be honest with you.
Damn, bro.
That's what I really thought it was going to be.
Crazy.
Just because, the live service model is very hard to be successful.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like, this is probably the first one since Destiny.
Ooh.
Oh, no, Power World was doing good. But
Power Worlds is doing all right, right?
But I'm talking like other examples, like Power Worlds, Destiny 2. I mean,
I'm trying to think of other live
Destiny.
service.
Like, I'm talking
another
out there,
successful live service. Fucking, what is it called?
Oh, Fortnite.
Days Gone.
We forgot about that. I'll get the fuck out of here.
Was it Days Gone? Was it that called? No, not Days Gone.
I know what you meant. Day before.
The day before.
Days Gone is the game that's actually pretty good.
Days Gone was fire. I'm sorry. The day
say.
before that live service game, that shit was fire.
Yeah.
A dumpster fire.
I know. Yeah, but yeah, man. I because there's been many attempts for the live service model, and they're either good or great or god awful. Like Suicide Squad was god awful. Fucking even the finals. That's a pretty good one, but like, is it up there with Helldivers?
No, man, come on now.
Come on. It's an end of the day. It's an arena. It's an arena shooter. Yeah. Overwatch 2. I mean, a lot of people hate Overwatch 2 now, but like when it first came out, it was beloved.
The thing is, bro, is like
fell off.
they're arena shooters, right? But Helldivers feels like if it's an open world, even though it's not.
Yeah, I know. That's why I kind of like it.
So like, technically it's open world where you can go different planets, but they all play out the same, and the maps aren't super big, but it feels like it is. You know, that's what's really fucking cool.
But what's it called? Yeah, this was a game where it did the live service model, and it did it. I think it did it perfectly. You know how, especially when it comes to the microtransactions, like if they're gonna be in a game, this is how I want it to be.
Yep.
Like, well, I will never defend a single player game where no co-op whatsoever, and it has microtransactions in it. Yeah. Unless it's like season pass for the future DLC, I understand that. But other than that, any skins, any missions, any optional weapons, whatever the fuck the game's about, all that should be in it day one. Because that makes your game better.
Yeah.
Like for Ghost of example, Ghost of Tsushima, all the skins, everything is already in there. The only thing you actually have to pay is for the DLC that came out already.
Yeah.
I'm like, that I understand. And this game does it, the live service model, well.
Right? It's crazy, man. It's just, this all comes from a $40 game.
A $40 game, yeah. And now,
crazy,
in
man.
terms of gameplay, like I said, it's totally immersive. I feel so satisfying and so gratifying when you kill someone, or when you escape, when you strike, you're like, oh shit, bro, we can't believe we made it out of it. I died 8 times, but motherfucker, that shit was hard as fuck, right?
Yeah.
What else? Graphics wise, I think this game looks really good. Was it up there with the top contenders like Naughty Dog, even Ninja Theory with Hellblade? Because those graphics were amazing. I don't think it's up there, but it's great. I'm not even saying it's good. They're great. They're great graphics. It's really good. And the fact that you're able to call in a napalm strike and able to see it right there, and your frame rate doesn't drop. I still get a beautiful 110 FPS, and I'm just like, whoa! I'm like, that look raw, but now I gotta kill this robot over here real quick, and all that's happening at the same time. It's like that, just like, I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they developed that, but that, like, props. It all adds to just the funness of the game.
Absolutely.
In terms of, I will say this: you definitely enjoyed this game more than I did. Just because me specifically, I play other shit. I don't know how often I can grind this game, which sucks. If I had high school time, I'm grinding this game. But I don't have high school time, and I have 40-hour a week work time.
Yeah.
Right. And so, and obviously I play other games, so unfortunately I don't see myself grinding this game out. Sadly,
I get it.
Even though I definitely can. Do I want to? Yeah. But I can't see myself grinding it. Like, you're probably gonna grind the shit out of this game, I'm assuming, just because how much you love it.
Amen. Well, right now I've been playing a lot of Helldivers 1.
Well, you're grinding that out. Either way, it's the same fucking franchise, right? But I'm not taking away how great this game is, right? It's very easy. It's a 10 out of 10. It's a masterpiece. It does everything perfectly. For right now, as it is, because so far it has been a weak ass year for gaming compared to last year, especially last year. Yeah. For me, this is my game of the year winner right now so far. Unless something comes out of nowhere, another Baldur's Gate 4
type shit, or like, what else? I don't know.
There was
Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 remake is the only fucking game that maybe has a chance to become game of the year, like a game of the year contender. A chance. But even then, like I said,
that's to blow your mind away.
We'll see. Yeah,
I actually heard rumors that there was rumors that saying that the Dragon Age reveal. That apparently is going to come out this year also. I'm just like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's true. Dang, you're going to grind that though.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, you're going to grind.
I'm definitely grinding that out, bro. To the point, bro, I swear to God, that weekend, Hector, I don't care what movie or review, I'm going to miss it. I'm sorry.
What if it's
what?
What if it's what's a movie you're really looking forward to?
This year? I don't fucking know. Dude, it already passed.
What if it's Maxine?
I'll skip that scene for that game easily, bro.
All right, what if it's fuck? I don't know. What's a movie that you're looking forward to?
Dude, it already passed, Dune. That was my most hype movie.
That was the most hype.
That I mean, there's TV shows coming out that I'm really looking forward to,
like
Arcane. That's like the only thing left for me. But it's a TV show.
But movies, there's no like.
By the way, Arcane TV. They showed a new trailer, like a little short, like 15 second. I got so hyped. Dude, I got so fucking hyped, man. Yeah, dude, I can't wait for you to fucking watch it, Hector, because you're going to understand. Because I saw it when it came out, and I kept telling him, like, bro, it's so fucking good. Like, it's an 11 out of 10, bro. Like, if I could give it, it's an 11 out of 10. Damn. Dude, you're going to fucking love that
It's on
show.
Netflix, you said, or something?
It's on Netflix, bro. Season 2 comes out this year, bro.
And
we're getting more info, but you're going to fucking love it.
Well, I guess I got to watch it, and then
and you'll understand my hype.
Because right now, I guess, fuck it, I'm going to say, yeah.
I'm going to see it. I'm going to rewatch that shit.
Oh,
I remember watching that in Dune.
Okay.
Which I haven't done in years.
I gotta rewatch those two movies as well. I gotta rewatch Dune 2.
It's on Max now.
Yeah. And maybe, like I said, maybe Dune 2, I'll like it a lot better if I watch it and have my subtitles.
Bobby did.
Yeah, you know, Arcane and shit. Because here's the thing too, guys. Also, if you whoever's listening to this, we also have another podcast called the Cape Shit Podcast. That's where Hav and I, not Mario, Hav and I, you know, do movie reviews on superhero movies and stuff. And just a quick little update on that. I know we're behind. We're hella behind, and that is because what we're doing now. We did fucking Furiosa. We did Knuckles.
This month
we're doing Summer
packed.
Game Fest. We did fucking Helldivers 2. Next, we're gonna be doing X Defiant. You know, not only that,
weekend,
I'm also watching shit, bro. I'm
Yeah.
catching. I'm gonna just say it. Fuck it. I'm trying to catch up with the boys.
Yeah.
So we could fucking review the newest
Boys.
season of
Yeah.
Boys for y'all. I'm trying to catch up with the X-Men show, so we could review X-Men. What's the other one?
I need to watch that.
And now I got to do. I'm trying to catch up with Invincible, so we could watch. So we could review the new Invincible shit that came out this year. And then same thing with now Arcane. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of shit, guys.
Listen,
So
next
just bear
weekend,
with us,
just
man.
next
Just
weekend,
bear with us.
we're gonna have Inside Out 2.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have the Xbox showcase. We're gonna have. I think that's it for that weekend. But every weekend we have something to review movie wise and shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely
a packed month.
yeah. So just bear with us, man. I know some of you guys are. We've been slacking on the Cape Shit Podcast, but that's just because everything I just mentioned, man. It's super tough to do all this when we're living like normal lives, like we have our own things going on and shit. So, but anyways,
That's why I
guys,
always tell you, bro. If I ever get behind by something, bro, I get so unmotivated to watch it. I'm like, nah, I'm 4
Yeah,
episodes
man,
behind,
fuck.
bro. I'm done. I guess like I have to keep up with it, or else I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, I know.
Like
It's just-
I binge watched season 1 of Game of Thrones. I only saw the first episode of season 2. But because I have to watch other shit, I'm like, dude, I don't feel like watching Game of Thrones no more.
no, for sure.
But
I'm
I'm committed to watching it, bro. I have to finish it. I gotta see what all the fucking fuss was about those last 2 seasons.
No, yeah, I definitely feel that, bro. But yeah, I mean, with that being said, that's gonna conclude our Helldivers 2 review. We hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, the next reviews I know for sure we're gonna do would be X Defiant,
Xbox, Inside
also-
Out 2. Those ones are for sure coming out.
No, yeah, and then for games really.
Oh, for games. Oh, yeah.
And the next one after X Defiant, the only one I could really think of for sure would be Silent Hill 2 remake.
Yeah, that's the next for sure.
But yeah, with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.
Peace.